Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we're gonna talking about money supply. And so money supply, like we're really gonna focus on the components of money supply. Basically like M0 to M3, all of these things, like what does each terms means and what does each terms include. So money supply is our biggest focus in this video. Okay, so first let's define this a little bit. Money supply is actually measuring of the liquidity of financial assets. So how easily is your financial assets becomes the cash that you can actually spend and you can buy stuff in the market. So liquidity of financial assets. Good. And then the second things, we're really gonna break them down into different like the money bases. So first of all, starting from the M0, monetary base. So monetary base is actually like the currencies and the bank reserves. Like it's actually the money that immediately released from the Fed and the banks. So they have the highest liquidity because they're actually like the real monies that you can spend on like at the same time as you get them in the market. So yeah, definitely they have the highest liquidity. Okay, the second thing is the M1. So M1, this one is really important, so pay close attention to this, because in the macro economies, the graphs that we're drawing for like almost every type of graph, we are looking at the money like at the M1. So M1, really pay attention to this. This means the currency in circulation. So remember in the previous videos we talked about the circular flow models. So this is actually means like the monies in that model is M1. So really remembering that. And also the checkable deposits. And also or demand deposit. So these terms can use interchangeably, and actually what I see recent years, the College Board are using like the demand deposit more frequently than checkable deposit. So it really knows these two terms are meaning the same thing. So the checkable deposit, like this is actually means like the money that you put into the bank, like for savings, you have to use like some checks to pay in order to get them out. So yeah, so this is just means like the checkable deposits, because I don't think like the people who are watching my videos right now really don't have like a bank account. If you don't have, then you're probably not familiar with this term. So I'm just gonna do some briefly explanation for this in case you never heard them. The second thing is the third thing for the M1 is the saving deposit. So the saving deposit is actually the money that you put into the bank for savings and or other like financial institutions to get interest. Like it actually means like this behavior or this process. And also remember that IOU, the I own you is not money, right? There's not money. So if someone gives you an IOU saying, oh, I'll pay you money like back in the future or something, don't trust them. Like ask for them the money as quick as you can, because IOU is not money, and the money will lose their values as long as the time grows. So yeah, definitely pay attention to that, especially when you're facing these type of questions. You're met these type of questions, you have to like in order to remember these terms and be able to differentiate each of them. Okay, so this is also remember this is what we're like doing in the money supply. Okay, so remember three key factors, three key terms, three key categories in the M1. And then M2 M2 is actually M1 plus some small denomination. I don't know if my pronunciation is correct. Time deposit. Okay. Or in another way for this, to say certificate of deposit. And this is actually means like most of the times it's less than $100,000, right? And also plus retail money market fund. Okay. And so like this is actually means that these things are kind of easily to convert to M1, but they don't have like the ability to immediately change to cash that we can use to exchange for goods and services. So they don't have that ability. They have to store for at least a period of time to be able to get out, like to be able to, I don't know, like to get these out from the bank. And last one, but not least, is M3. This is M2 plus larger time deposit. So it's probably like the houses, like the companies, the kind of that. So they're over $100,000. And plus some larger liquid funds. Right. So yeah. So the biggest things that I have to mention in here is that remember that M1, M2, M3, they're like overlapping to each other. So M1 include M1 and M3 include M1 and M2. So be really careful when you're like met some questions like saying, oh, M1 changes, like what happens to M2? Well, if it's like the components inside the M1 changes, then there's no effect on both M1 and M2. And also like how is it relates to money supply, like what is the changes when the M1 or M2 is going to change, like, so be careful with these type of questions, okay? And so also the things that I want to mention in here is that you probably will notice that M0 and M1, I'm not saying that M1 is like include M0, so you probably be very curious about like their relationship or not. Okay, so we're gonna say the bonus round, relationship between M0 and M1. Okay, so I'm gonna draw two big circles here to indicate M1 and M0. So this is M0, which also means monetary base. And this is money supply, which another word, M1. Okay. So M0 include what? First of all, what we mentioned before, bank reserves. And M1 include checkable deposit or demand deposit. And saving deposit. And what they both have, and this overlapping part, is the money in circulation. So you may surprisingly found that, oh, there's part of the M0 money is also in the circular flow model, even though I said before like M1 is the money that flow in the models like mostly, but M0 also includes some monies in the circular flow model in the circulations. So yeah, this is the bonus round for this. So be really careful when you're doing all of these, like the relationships between these components of money supply, because money supply really is playing a big role when we are dealing with all of the problems for I think it's Unit 4, right? Unit 4 for AP macroeconomies when we are talking about money supply and market and economic growth, kind of stuff. So yeah, be able to differentiate all of these and also be able to know the relationship, the similarities, the differences, the including part, the overlapping part for each of the factors, then you're on the good shape. Okay, so I hope this video helps. I hope you have a great day. Thank you for watching.